Next, let's discuss about the quantities that can be obtained from the velocity time graph. On the screen, you can see a velocity time graph. It represents the graph for an object moving with uniform acceleration or uniformly increasing velocity. It's possible to obtain two quantities from this velocity time graph. First one is acceleration of the object itself. So acceleration is calculated from this velocity time graph. How? By calculating slope of the graph. We will discuss about slope in the session itself. So the acceleration of the object is obtained from the slope of velocity time graph. Then the second quantity that can be obtained from this graph is distance traveled by that object in a particular time interval. And how is it possible to find out distance? The area below the velocity time graph for that time interval gives the distance traveled by that object. So what are the two quantities obtained from the velocity time graph? First one is acceleration. It is obtained from the slope of the velocity time graph, and the second one is the distance traveled by the object for a specific time interval, which is possible or which is calculated from the area below the velocity time graph. So let's first discuss how to find out slope of the graph and thereby the acceleration of the object. So as discussed before, slope of the graph gives you acceleration. So how to find out slope of the graph? To calculate slope of the graph, first you need to construct a triangle between any 2 points on the graph. So here I have chosen these 2 points. You can choose some other points on the graph. Construct a triangle between any 2 points on the graph. Okay. Now just extend the base points to the x-axis or the time axis and extend the altitude points to the y-axis or the velocity axis. Now let this point be x1 and let this point be x2. Similarly, let the first point on the y-axis be y1, let the second point on the y-axis be y2. And slope is calculated using the equation y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, so what is y2 minus y1? y2 minus y1 is this difference. 50 minus 30, that is 20, divided by x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1 is 5 minus 3, that is 2, equal to 10. So slope of the graph is 10. And if we calculate slope from any other 2 points on the graph, we will get the same value 10. And this slope itself is the acceleration of the object. Okay, so the acceleration of the object as per this graph is 10 meter per second square. So the slope of the velocity time graph gives us acceleration. Now consider the velocity time graph like this. Do you remember this velocity time graph? Yes, this represents the graph for an object moving with uniform velocity or zero acceleration. See, is it possible to obtain acceleration from this velocity time graph? No. Why? Because this graph doesn't have any slope. And moreover, the object doesn't have any acceleration because there is no change in the velocity. So it's not possible to calculate acceleration from all the velocity time graph. We can calculate acceleration only from this type of velocity time graph which possesses a constant slope. Okay. Next, let's discuss how we can obtain the distance traveled by the object for a particular time interval. And we had already discussed that it is obtained from the area below the velocity time graph. So consider the time interval from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. For that, you must find out the distance traveled by that object. So for that, consider the area below the graph in that time interval 3 to 5. And let me name this portion as A, B, C, D. So how can you calculate, or how will you calculate the area of this portion A, B, C, D? So children, there are two methods to calculate the area of this portion. First method is that divide this portion to two segments by drawing a line from A, and let this point be AE. So here the line AE divides the whole portion into two. First one represents that of a triangle and the second one represents that of a rectangle. So the total area of this portion, see, the total area of this whole region will be the sum of area of the triangle and the area of the rectangle. That means total area is equal to area of triangle plus area of rectangle. Okay, so first let's find out the area of rectangle. Sorry, not rectangle, area of triangle. So how we can find out the area of triangle? What is the equation to find out area of triangle? It is half BH equal to half into B represents the base. Here, which is the base portion of the triangle AE, and which is the height DE. DE represents the height. Okay, equal to half into, and what is AE? AE is equal to BC, and what is BC? BC is the time interval 5 minus 3, that is 2, into DE. This is DE. What is DE? DE is equal to the difference between these two values, that means 50 minus 30, that is 20. So you will get area of the triangle AED as 20. Okay, and next we must find out the area of the rectangle ABCE. Area of rectangle ABCE is length into breadth. That means length is AB and breadth is BC. Okay. What is AB? This is AB. AB is 30. And what is BC? This is BC. BC is 5 minus 3, that is 2. So 30 into 2 is 60. So area of triangle is 60. Then what will be the total area? Total area is area of triangle plus area of rectangle. What is the area of triangle? 20, and area of rectangle is 60. So the total area is 20 plus 60, that is 80. So this area itself will be the distance traveled by the object in the time interval 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So this area itself will be the distance traveled. And don't bother about the unit. You may think the unit of area is meter square, but the unit of distance is meter. Don't bother about the unit. You just find out the area. That area gives you the distance traveled. Okay. And so write the unit as meter itself. Now what is the second method to find out area? Second method is to consider this area ABCD as whole portion. No need to divide it into two segments. Okay, so if you look at this section, it represents a trapezium. So you need to find out the area of trapezium. And what is the formula to find out area of trapezium? Area of trapezium is half into sum of parallel sides into height or base. This is the equation to find out area of trapezium, equal to half into, which are the parallel sides here? Here in this trapezium, AB and DC represents the parallel sides. Even though their lengths are different, these sides are parallel to each other. So sum of parallel sides will be AB plus DC into height. Height or base, both are same, and which is the base of this trapezium? It is BC, equal to half into, what is AB? AB is 30. Okay, so AB is 30 plus DC. What is DC? this is DC. DC is 50 into BC. What is BC? This is BC. BC is 5 minus 3, that means 2, equal to half into 50 plus 30 is 80 into 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled, then you will get 80. So this is the area of this whole trapezium ABCD. So initially in the previous case also we got the same value 80, and if you calculate area through this method also you will get the same value, that is 80. So this 80 itself will be the distance traveled by the object in the time interval 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay, so these are the two methods to find out the area of velocity time graph, and from the area we will get the distance traveled by the object. Okay, so these are the two quantities obtained from the velocity time graph. First one is acceleration and the second one is the distance traveled by the object for a particular time interval. Okay children, so that's all about velocity time graph. With this I am concluding my session. So as discussed earlier, be thorough with all the graphs, otherwise you will get confused. Notes of the topic and the YouTube video have been uploaded. Please go through that. There will be a small test followed by the session. Attend the test and post the answers quickly. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you.